What's going on? It's your boy Bowie here. Oh snap! What the hell? Back with the video talking about Johnny Cage. I'm gonna teach you all how to fight against Johnny Cage today, and this is gonna serve two purposes. One purpose is really to benefit the community because people are saying that they're running into hordes and hordes of Johnny Cages online. And if that's the case, you need to know how to face him since he's so common. But two, I want to counteract this narrative out there that Johnny Cage is some broken ass, busted ass, number one with a bullet ass character that has infinite pressure that can't be counteracted in any kind of way. Like, that's the prevailing narrative that's out there. And I know that people have not directly said this, but they've strongly implied and hinted at this idea that this character is so strong that he needs to be toned down. I argue that Johnny Cage does not need to be toned down. People just need to learn how to fight him. They need to learn what he can do, what he can't do, and all such stuff as that. Okay, so we're in the lab, and so first and foremost we need to understand what it is that Johnny Cage does. So in order to do that, we need our character to be blocking, and I want him to hold the block button. All right, so before I even go up close, let me talk about one of the reasons why I believe Cage, though is top tier, cannot be conflated with the best character in the game. So, to begin with, Johnny Cage has nothing for you from this distance further. Nothing. The only thing he can do is throw out a cameo. And for most people, that cameo is going to be... Hold on a second. I'm up here getting all kinds of craziness. Sorry. For most people, that cameo is going to be the Kung Lao cameo. You know, you'll see that competitive combination a lot. But if Johnny Cage is using Kung Lao, then that means he's getting basically base character damage, which isn't that high unless you have certain circumstances. So if he's using Kung Lao or any other cameo that assists him with neutral, he has, all he can do is throw that cameo from here forward, or from here backwards, I should say. From right around here, now he becomes dangerous because he has back 3, he has dash up forward 1, dash up forward 3, sweep. He can do things from this distance forward. But when he's here, he has nothing for you except an unsafe shadow kick, which will get him killed, or a jump in, which can also get him killed. Now, I'll grant you this. He does have a good jump in kick. This is true. But up block exists in this game. Trip guarding exists in this game. Anti-airing exists in this game. This is not some invincible move that cannot be contested. You can contest this. You can straight up counter it, honestly, because up block is something every character in the game has access to. And so if you're fighting a Cage player that's constantly doing this, up block is your friend. Okay? You get a full combo off of that. Now, so Cage has nothing for you from back here. This lends itself to an obvious counter strategy. You need to play a character that keeps that distance between yourself and Cage. Now, having said that, Johnny Cage is going to get in, invariably, in this game. Every rushdown character always does. But the question is, once he gets in, can he stay in? That answer is entirely up to you if you are the one fighting against Johnny Cage. So, let's segue into what he does when he's in. So, one of Johnny Cage's biggest strengths is his frame data. See, Johnny Cage has a 9-frame mid. He's the only character in the game with a string like that, with a 9-frame mid. And it has several follow-ups. He can go mid overhead, which grants a combo. He can do mid, 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 which also grants a combo. He can also go mid, mid. These are part of the same string. 4-3-2, 4-3-2-1. Okay? So Cage has options. Okay? He also has a 10-frame mid stemming from his MK2 axe kick. Well, stemming from MK2, it's his axe kick from that game. Now, I wonder if you noticed anything about these mids. Oh, I turned my mouse off. Every single one of these mids that he throws out, whether it's forward 3, forward 3-2, forward 3-2-1, forward 3-4, or back 3, they all have this in common. Once they're over with, at the very least, Johnny Cage is done with his pressure. There is no more pressure after he throws these out, with the exception of him having a cameo to follow up with. With a cameo, he can extend the pressure, but he can't do it infinitely, okay? Point is, when you fight a Cage online and they do this, they can't poke right after that. It's your turn. Let me demonstrate that to you. Let me see. Well, first I should have, okay. See? Actually, you can jab right out of that. Look at that. That's a 10-frame. That's a 10-frame normal. Sub-Zero can jab right out of that. So if you make a read that the Cage is going to do that, you can not only down one, you can jab right out of that. That's all. That's a full combo. Full combo. Armor. Oh, you can jump. You can't jump. You could try to jump, but you can jab right out of it, though. Look at that. I didn't know that a 10-frame jab, a 10-frame normal would just interrupt that. So as you can see, there's a gap the size of Texas in between that particular string. So if you have a Johnny Cage player that's using that string all the time, that's a full combo that he's asking you for. Okay? Now, what else can he do? Whoops, not that. No, that's a good string. So it's not his turn after that, actually. Let me do this. Let me have him block and then try to mash afterwards. Hold on. Why is he not blocking? Oh, stance hold, okay. Whoops. Hold on. Bruh, hold on. What's going on here? Okay. Now Johnny Cage has a 6-frame down one. It's not his turn. You can throw him right after the string. Okay. Okay, I'm just testing my options. So I was trying to see if you could jab out of it. You can't jab out of a down one, but you can damn sure down one out of it for free. And now you're out. See? You can even do that if you want. That's not a real combo, but if it hits, look at how far you are. You're back to full screen. See? So, anytime Johnny Cage does a mid string or even a mid stagger, his turn is over. Done. Dead. Now, with cameos such as Kung Lao Hat, you might say, oh, his pressure's never ending because he can make himself plus. This is true, but did you know that there's a gap between any of his mids and that low hat? There is. I've seen people jump right out of forward 3 low hat. You don't have to hold that. You can jump right out. So if you can jump, you can probably jab. You can probably down one. You can contest it. One of the problems that I see with people fighting this character is not enough people are contesting Johnny Cage up close. And you might think this is asinine, but actually it's not. Let me show you. So let me go back to being Cage now. Let me put the opponent on block. Okay, he's already on block. What the hell? Oh, it's on record. I'm sorry. So, Johnny Cage has plus frames too. His most infamous plus frame string is 1-1. Notice that he's plus 3 on block, which is enough to guarantee a knee. Enough to guarantee basically anything he wants to do. Stand 1 is plus 4 by itself. Stand 2 is plus 4 by itself. As a matter of fact, all his standing normals are plus on block. And he has plus strings like 4-4. I believe 3-3 is plus. No, it's not. Okay. 1-1 as I alluded to. 4-3 is plus. You know. So Cage has plus frames. Oh, not to mention 1-1-4. Plus 7. So he's got plus frames out the wazoo. But once again, did you notice something? I noticed something. Let me tell you what I noticed. All of his plus frames begin with highs. Every single one of them. This is a high. This is a high. That's a high. This is a high. What is the obvious counter to a high attack? Anyone want to guess? No? Duck. No plus frames for Johnny if you just neutral crouch. Now that doesn't mean you just hold this. I'm talking about micro ducking. When he approaches you and he goes to attack, quickly duck. That way he whiffs. Forward 1 doesn't hit. Stand 2, stand 1. None of this hits. Now, how does Cage counter this with that 9-frame mid? So this is how he stops people from ducking. So you don't want to do this too much. But if you're fighting a Cage that's constantly going for this, or this, or this, all the time. Let's say they're doing this all the time, you know? You can duck. That is an option. Now, let me detail one of Cage's most infamous scenarios. Let me go to layer 1. Let me record. Whoops. Hold on. Okay. Let me make him actually play it now. What the hell? Oh. Okay. Look at that. Because his plus frames begin with highs, it doesn't matter if he's +3 or not. Down 1 just works. Now, mind you, this is what he's doing. If you sit there and low block this, he'll do this all day. That's what the cage players want you to think you have to do. And if you can poke, you can obviously uppercut. Well, I messed up that one. See? Uppercut is a little bit risky. Plus Sub-Zero's uppercut's 11 frames. So you're better off just doing down 1. Every character in this game has a 7-frame down 1 as far as I know. The only exception being Cage himself. His down frame's 6 frames. His down 1 is 6 frames, I'm sorry. So, if you have a character, which you all do, and they have a down 1, which they all do, you can poke out just as easily as Sub-Zero did if a Johnny Cage is doing 1-1 stuff all day. Okay? 1-1 is his only plus string. Well, the only viable plus string. As you saw, he has 4-4, but that string has a massive gap in it. And 1-1-4 has the same problem. Let me demonstrate those. Let me see. Okay. You can poke that. You can duck it. Now you can't duck that 4-4, but you can poke that. That's a punish all day. See? So as you can see, I'm not trying to debunk his plus frames. They're very much real, and they're very applicable in every match. But this narrative that they are so ridiculous and they have no counterplay and therefore need to be nerfed, that shit needs to stop. This character has counterplay. People picking Johnny Cage, they don't automatically win matches just because they're Cage. They have to work. They have to vary up their offense, or they should be having to vary up their offense. And if you're not making them, that's not on Johnny Cage, that's on you. Okay? Nobody in the world, no Johnny Cage player ever should be able to do this to you all day long. This is not real. Okay? Also, they should be able to do that string and then go into down 1 right after on block. That's not real. I get away with that all the time online, but that's bullshit. As soon as they do this string, their turn is over. It is down 1 time from you to the Cage player. You understand what I'm saying? People don't jab out of this. I just demonstrated that that's a full combo punish for Cage. Cages shouldn't even be using this string. At the high level, you don't even see him using it. But I do. I use it all the time. You know what I'm saying? I use this all the time. And I clip people with the overhead. You know what I'm saying? That's one of my favorite combos. But I'm getting away with murder. This is not real. This is real. This is real. But this into that is not real. This is not real. 4-3, 4-3, 4-3. That shit ain't real neither. Each 4-3 is -5 on block. It is your turn. Forward 3 into low hat is fake. You can jab out of it. Matter of fact, let me demonstrate that shit. Let me just, I don't want to be talking out of my ass. I want people to see that there is counterplay here. Okay? Much as I don't want to give up using Sub-Zero. Matter of fact, I'll keep using Sub. I'll just use Cage. Lao. See, I like doing damage, so I don't play Cage Lao. You know. Alright, let's see. Let me record. I gotta be sub. Playback recording. Stands hold, yes. Matter of fact, oh, want him to duck. Okay. Actually, hold on. Sorry. Hold on. Okay. Look at that. You can jump right out of that. That's a counter. And because Cage is in stance, he can't do shit. But it's a neutral jump though. You can't do backwards jump, no forward jump. You can obviously armor out. Okay, I was hoping Sub could like clone out. See that? That's a clone. Combo, anyway. So notice. Cage is doing gimmicks. Gimmicks. And getting away with gimmicks. Now, I get it. He has a plethora of them. But they're still gimmicks. Matter of fact, let me test forward 3-2 low hat. Hold on. Hold on. Oh. My bad. I was waiting for him to do it. Bruh. God damn it. Oh, now he's not going to do it because I misrecorded it. There we go. Oh, you can still jump out. So one good read from the worst character in the game, and that's 36% health. That's 36% damage that you just did. This is the worst character in the game right here, Sub-Zero is. And he just did 36% to the best character in the game, the so-called best character in Johnny Cage. Okay? Now, obviously, you're not going to always know when your Johnny Cage is going to do forward 3 low hat or forward 3-2 low hat. Okay? But guess what? Sometimes in these games you got to make reads. Sometimes those reads pay out. They pay off. Sometimes they don't. But the point is that this character is not some sort of insurmountable force. He's not. You can poke out of his shit. You can force him to do his mids. When he does his mids, his turn is over. And when his turn is over, you can get away and make him go back to playing neutral. Okay? Now, I get it. He has a plethora of ways to get in. He has a plethora of options. He has a bunch of ways to hurt you because he's very good up close. I get all that. But if you're constantly losing to hordes of Johnny Cage players online, that ain't Cage, that's you. You have now been shown how to defeat Johnny Cage. Please take this knowledge and spread it far and wide and apply it in your matches against Cage. And also let this be a lesson. A, don't just blindly follow any narrative in this game. This game's not even 2 months old yet. We don't know shit. At one point, we thought Serena was the best character, best cameo in the game. That wasn't true. At one point, we thought that Lee May was weak. People still think she's weak. That ain't true. We thought Smoke was weak and Geras was weak. ECT demonstrated that that wasn't true. Okay? This game is brand new. People are going to have strong opinions about who's strong and who's weak. And that doesn't mean that none of them are based on reality, but what it does mean is that they should all be taken with a grain of salt because the game is new. Okay? With a new game, people are going to have to make discoveries. They're going to have to lab. They're going to have to grind. And in grinding and making discoveries and playing matches, we learn information that either refutes or upholds what we already believed. Okay? So that's going to be a process. It takes time to determine who's the best. Okay? So that's one of the things. 2, take your ass in the lab. When you fight against something online that you think is strong and insurmountable, take that character into the lab, replicate what you saw, and look for a solution. I found solutions that I didn't even know existed. I did not know that my 434 was a death sentence on block to me, potentially. Didn't know that. Makes me not want to use the string. But I'm going to do it anyway because hordes of people won't know. But to those that do, that's my ass. You see what I'm saying? This game already built a lot of solutions to would-be problems if people would just take the time to find them. And you're not going to find them bitching and moaning on YouTube or Reddit or TYM or anywhere else. The only way you're going to find solutions to your problems is in the lab. You understand? So with that being said, peace out.